cell phone numbers for which application was made for in terms of Section 205 for the call data and RICA information. And hard copies of those documents were also handed to my learned friends this morning. And assuming that my learned friends are ready to proceed, my Lord, I'm just wondering what will be the best way to put the additional information that Lieutenant Colonel House has now compiled. And we have marked that document Exhibit DD in brackets 5B. We will recall that Advocate Numalo for accused number 4 was busy with cross-examination of, in fact, he had not started. He indicated that he needed more information, and that is the information that I've just referred to that has been furnished to the defense. The suggestion by the state is that the new information, the additional information as per Exhibit DD in brackets 5B that shows the communication between various accused, that before Advocate Numalo cross-examines that Colonel House just places that information on record so that we still do justice to the process in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act.
Yes.
I will then sit down
Yes, Mr.
to find out if any of my learned friends have got any submissions.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, before I make submissions regarding the email that was sent to me, I saw it this morning. It relates to the Section 205. But now I want to find clarity from my colleague whether, am I correct to say this thing when I'm going through this Section 205 application, it relates to taxi violence operation Kaufela. What does that has to do with this court?
Yes, is that all?
Now I'll make submissions.
Yeah, no.
As indicated, my Lord, this shows various numbers were identified as those belonging to the accused, and an application was then made to various service providers for call data on those numbers. The supporting affidavit is made by the late Sergeant Mabena, and the authorizations were made in Nduchana, but they were submitted to Vodacom in Gauteng. And the purpose, my Lord, is just to show that in light of the defense of the accused, that some of the accused did not know each other, that information shows that would show that from 2018 there was communication between the various accused. That is the sole purpose, my Lord.
From 2018?
Yeah, from 2018. We will recall that the accused were arrested in 2020.
Yes.
So the information by the service provider is only stored for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So they could only go back up to 2018.
Okay. Yes. God please, my Lord. My Lord, thank you for the explanation by my colleague. Regarding the additional information or affidavit by Colonel House, I think it will be prudent that evidence should be placed on record, because there's an additional affidavit that has been furnished to us. And the sequence of, because I understand that Advocate Numalo did not cross-examine Mr. House. So I would request the opinion of the court in relation to the new evidence now brought by the state of Colonel Khosi.
Mr. Ramsepi.
My Lord, I also echo the same sentiment that we need guidance from the court because there's new evidence now that's being presented, my Lord. That's the court pieces.
Okay. Mr. Nisi.
As it is a court, my Lord, it will be recalled that I was in the process of cross-examining Mr. House when there was an issue regarding the content of the record, which has since been clarified. I therefore need to proceed from there. But beyond that, there's also new information which has just surfaced, that has got to do with accused number 3, my client. There's also a very mysterious number that is now resurfaced in terms of the document that has been sent overnight. There's also a new number. And all along the state was asserting that accused number 3 is not affected by these cell phone records, but all of a sudden there's a new number. I haven't consulted that. I don't know where the number comes from or applied for that number. How does it really affect him? How does it really affect him insofar as this case is concerned? Those are all the concerns that I have, that I also need to study these documents, these voluminous documents. But if the court can just look at these voluminous documents, and I'll also have to study them and go and consult with Mr. Nure in order to get proper instructions. Because I don't want a position or a situation at the end of it all where the state would want to come and argue that accused persons are changing their versions, are chopping and changing their version as the case progresses, because this is out of their own making. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Omalo.
My Lord, I wish to confirm that I've also received additional information this morning, which was not supplied to me on Tuesday. On top of that, my Lord, on the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Foss, he also says that when he analyzed the numbers, there is also SMSs, communication through SMSs that I've requested from the state to provide me in order to further consult with my client. Thank you.
So you haven't got those SMSs?
Yes, I haven't received those SMSs, my Lord. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Sholler.
Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, firstly, on a Tuesday when we adjourned, my Lord, the state supplied to us the incomplete information. The incomplete statements of Colonel Genenda, my Lord. We were told that they will be supplied later in the day, which was on Tuesday, on the 30th of April, my Lord. And those pages, they never came, my Lord. Out of the bundle that was supplied to us on the 30th of April, my Lord, there was a bank records for accused number 5 from Absa Bank. I managed to secure a consultation in prison, my Lord, even if it was not, legal visit was not allowed. However, the head of the prison allowed me to consult. I consulted on that document, which is Absa records, which was made available to me on the 30th. This morning, I received another bundle of documents from the state, of which I have not been able to read them. I can see also the email was sent last night at 2300 hours, of which I was not told not to sleep and wait for this email. Unfortunately, I couldn't read it overnight. As a result, my Lord, I would like to place it on record that this is a trial by ambush, my Lord. Yesterday, I had all the day to consult with my client on all the documents that the state is preparing or anticipating to use. However, the documents were not supplied to me, especially the affidavits which were marked by my learned friend, Mr. Baloyi, that there are pages that are missing. And my Lord, what is very bad in this trial is that the state is dishonest with this court. The state is not telling the truth in this court, that they need time to investigate and to compile all the necessary records that are supposed to be supplied to the defense, so that we can be able to consult properly and then be able to run with this trial. Now, Mr. Host,
I strongly object to the language employed by my learned friends say that we are dishonest. We are officers of this court, will never be dishonest. No, English is not our language, but I suppose that's not really what, or I want to believe that's not what my learned friend is implying, but we will never be dishonest.
Okay, thank you, my lord. They are honest. The state is honest, my lord. I'm changing from dishonest to honest. The state is honest. My lord, the witness is called now to the witness box to proceed with this trial, whereas we are being supplied with information which is relevant to this witness this morning, my lord, which makes it difficult for us, for even to formulate our defense and the case that we need to put to this witness who is currently in the witness box. My lord, the supply of documents in piecemeal is affecting the whole process, my lord. Today we're giving this, tomorrow we're giving this, and tomorrow we'll be surprised to receive other documents. That's the point that I'm trying to make, my lord. But I'm not saying if the state says they are not dishonest, they are honest.
Is that sarcasm?
My lord, it's because in front of the court, when my learned friend is making submissions, he's not being truthful to tell the court that we have supplied the documents which were incomplete on the 30th. And we have not been able to finish the defense with the outstanding documents. That's where it's supposed to start. And we still need time, or we're still going to finish the defense with those documents and explain the time as to when we will be able to receive those outstanding documents from the documents that we were finished with on the 30th on Tuesday, my lord, to start with. Let alone the documents that were sent last night. We have not even given with a reason or whatever, even if we don't deserve the explanation. We received them last night, and this morning we're expected to be ready to proceed with this witness. Those are my submissions, my lord. That's why I was trying to explain the honesty on the part of the state who are working with in this case, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Thanks. Before you respond, yeah, yes.
May I be permitted to make further submissions, madam?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh yes, thank you, my lord. My lord, I agree with my colleague, Advocate Msholo. As I've indicated earlier, really, I would submit with due respect. Whatever information that comes after a full disclosure, after the trial has commenced, it's ambush. My lord, it is ambush in the sense that the state is the dominus litis. The defense cannot dictate the nature and the manner of evidence to be presented and the witnesses to be called. But the court, I wish the court to be mindful of the evidence that the state is eliciting at this stage. The state, as the evidence has already been tendered before this court, is trying to refute or rebut the evidence of an alibi. Number two is trying to rebut the evidence that these accused know each other. This evidence that is led in this court by these witnesses relating to the bank statements, relating to the cell phones, it's something that happened after the state brought this or brings this evidence, which occurred after the incident of 2014. I'll say this slowly so that it would be understood to say, during the inception of this trial, even if I was not there, but I followed the records, none of these accused persons tendered a plea explanation in terms of Section 115. No one. The only state, it's a fishing expedition by the state now to say they listened to the version that was put by my colleague Mr. Ramsipidi in one of the witnesses to say accused number 1 was not in Gauteng on the day Senzo was killed. Now the state wants to focus on that. They now deviate from the elements that they need to prove on what happened in 2014. If the state was confident enough that they have something to say before this court, they should have led evidence. I'm not dictating, but they should have led evidence in relation to, for instance, my lord, let me just put it into practical perspective on what was delivered or was said before this court. Mboto read the affidavit of accused number 1. Rapadu read the confession of accused number 2. It dealt with the communication where Kelly asked, where are you? Those are records that are relevant. I'm in possession of the 205s for Kelly Kuman. And the state, I'm going to show the state that there was no such a communication. That is direct evidence. I'm not sucking a thumb to say I'm looking for the number for Ntuli, for Mapisa, for whoever. I've got the records for Kelly Kuman on the date of when Senzo was killed. They're busy with 2018, 2021. We are not really interested. That's not our defense. The main defense during Section 106 was that it's a bad denial. They denied having killed Senzo. So now they want to create their own defense because of what my colleague Ramsipidi said. Accused number 1 was not there. They're busy now. That's why one will be tempted to say they are cooking. They are manufacturing day in, day out. So that it can fit what the state wants to do. Because I can tell this court now, they don't have a case. I'm not arguing the case, but I don't see the purpose of this witness to be here. Number 2, this disclosure, what time do we have to go through? Because if you consult with the client, sentence by sentence, transaction by transaction, is this fair? Is it fair trial to this accused? Moreover, our defense, we blatantly denied, vehemently denied the involvement of this accused in the killing of Senzo meyiwa. I even put it on my cross-examination or in one of the investigating office. And I still have to prove that that evidence in this court. Now they're busy fitting us with 2018, 2020, 2021. We don't even have time to consult. This is pure ambush.
Okay, thank you.
My lord, may I say this for the last time? When I get into this trial, it was trial within a trial. The court made it an exception that discovery can be made during a trial within a trial, not in a main trial. Now we're getting everything here. Thank you, my lord.
Thanks.
If I might just briefly respond, my lord. Well, firstly, we've indicated there was this disc, my lord, that was applied to the defense some time ago, last year already. And this information that Advocate Msholola says it's incomplete, the investigating officers indicated to me that it's contained in the disc. So all that we are doing, my lord, is to supply the defense with hard copies of what was contained.
Yeah, okay, so that I understand you clearly.
Yes, in the disc.
That hard disk was in October last year.
Yes, if not earlier.
And are you saying now that hard disk contains all the evidence
Yes.
which Mr. House is supposed to give before this court?
No, not the additional.
Not the
evidence.
additional.
No, not the additional
Okay.
evidence, my lord. That is the first thing. And secondly, my lord, I hear the submissions of Mr. Mgomezulu, but in the nature of a trial, the state supplies all the information that it has at the beginning of the trial, but during the trial, propositions are put to the witnesses, and the state needs to follow up on those propositions. And this is merely the, this information that was gathered as a result of those propositions, as Mr. Mgonzulu pointed out that no XP explanation was finished. So as the trial unfolds, the state gets to know what the defense of the accused is, and it's on the basis that now information is being gathered, and that is why this information is being tendered. But just briefly regarding the submission by Advocate Mnisi that there's a new information on the number of accused number 3. When we adjourned on Tuesday, Advocate Munyeki, who was standing in for him, did consult with accused number 3 on this new number, and he came back to us regarding that number. So that issue was canvassed by Advocate Munyeki. I will not dwell. I think it's only fair if one needs time to prepare, and the court has always been reasonable, has bent over backwards to accommodate the defense to say we need more time, we request time, instead of trying to cast aspersions on colleagues. And the state has always been reasonable. If the defense needs more time, we will concede to that request.
Okay. My worry is, Mr. House, you say you're not available next week.
No, my lord. Next week I'm not available from the...
You are available the week after?
Yes, my lord. That's
Wat
correct.
sal die datum wees? Na aanstaande week?
Ja.
Wat sal die datum wees?
Dus 4th, let me just check.
I think should be around the 10th.
6th, 13th, I think.
No, it should be around the 10th of May.
May.
Yes, should be.
13th.
It's actually the 13th of May.
13th of May.
Yes,
13th of May,
Yes.
from that week.
Yes, my lord.
But I must respond to what Mr. Baloyi said. I just wanted to say that is not correct. When we spoke...
When he says you consulted, he's not
no,
correct.
I did not consult.
Okay, fine. Okay, there is additional information, obviously, which has been elicited through the cross-examination, I'm told, of Mr. House. And Mr. House had to go and prepare for that additional information because, as we all know, Mr. House took over the analysis of these numbers which are impugned or otherwise from Colonel Steyn.
That's correct.
So I take it you went and reviewed the whole disk or evidence which was unearthed by Colonel Steyn.
There was application section 205.
That's it, yeah. Which you didn't do because you just took from Colonel
I
Steyn.
just got the section 205 and then I analyzed the section 205 that I received and I put it in my
So you're
statement.
going to put it on record also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
You must have taken that one.
that's correct, my lord.
Right. Okay, you know what? How long does the defense need to peruse the new evidence, as you call it, which has been given to you by Mr. Baloyi, except, as you say, the affidavits of Colonel Geninda? Ms. Mshololo, you say, how many are they two?
Yes, my lord, that are incomplete.
How many affidavits are there? Which you say you want?
It's 2 affidavits, my lord,
Geninda.
which are incomplete.
Okay, let's pursue that one. Geninda's evidence, they say the affidavits are incomplete.
Well, as I indicated, my lord, firstly it's in the discs, but secondly it's in the
This
information that we sent to them last night
last night, okay.
and gave them in hard copy this morning.
Okay. Which other information do you have to supply?
Well, this is just the founding affidavit of Brigadier Geninda in applying for Section 205. So it's basically an affidavit to say, you know, I'm applying for Section 205 for these numbers, and these are the reasons.
All right.
Yes.
What else?
May I just confirm with the statement that if the Section 205s of the people that were in the house,
Yeah, he says he's got them. Is that not so, sir? The 2/5 of the persons who are inside the house.
Yes, we will supply that information to them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it's also encapsulated in the affidavit of Colonel Boonstra. It's in the document pack that
Okay.
we gave to the defense.
If we postpone this case, or postpone the case to your date, is that okay? To the 13th, so that everybody, anybody, for the whole week or 2 weeks, can have recourse to whatever documents you need. In the meantime, you can consult with Mr. Baloyi that this is short, this is short, this is short. I'll give you 2 weeks so that you're not ambushed. Is that okay? Ms. Msholo, is that okay?
My lord, it's okay in respect of the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel House.
All the evidence. Because last night you say you were sleeping when they bombarded you with
With the
pages and pages and pages.
yes, correct.
Mr.
But with the evidence of the cell phone records, my lord, that one I managed to consult. I'm ready with that one.
Yeah, but Mr. Number
Yes,
is
I
not
haven't
ready.
received the SMSs.
You are not ready
No, I'm not ready to proceed.
because you never got the information. You got it last night, you say.
Yes, I got it last
Even
night.
this morning.
Even this morning. There's outstanding information, my lord, the
Right.
SMSs in
The
respect
same
of the
pertains,
analysis.
okay, thank you. The
Yes,
same
thank you.
pertains to Mr. Mnisi.
No,
Oh, you got all the information.
I'm not saying I've got all the information, my lord.
Yeah, what do you lack?
If the court says, then the court will be amenable to give us the whole week to go and
Yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. The whole 2 weeks if you want. Mr. Ramosepidi?
I would have suggested, my lord, that well, I'm not speaking on behalf of my colleague, that we stand the matter down from now up to 2 o'clock.
No. That won't work.
In what way, man?
Mr. Mgomezulu, just show him the bundle you got this morning. Just show him. You see that bundle? Mr. Mgomezulu says he wants to go through it and consult.
I haven't finished what I was saying, my lord. I haven't finished my suggestion. Then the court says, no, that won't work.
It won't work because he wants us to come back at 2 o'clock. Mgomezulu,
No, I'm not
Mgomezulu
saying
says
to come
he's
back
not
at 2
ready
o'clock in order to proceed with the trial.
To do what?
Maybe in the meantime, we would engage the state to determine whether there are things that we can agree on or there are no things that we cannot agree on. Then when we come back at 2, we'll come back at 2 with a definite position as to whether or not the whole of next week will be necessary.
Okay, I've heard you.
That is what I was trying to say, madam. Actually, that is in the spirit of a good administration of the conduct of a trial. Because ever since this trial started, we never engaged with the state to find out whether we can meet each other somewhere or not. That is just what I wanted
Yeah,
to suggest.
Mr. Ramosepidi also say we must come back at 2.
My lord, if you can find each other, because for me as well, should we persist with the bank statements? My Standard Bank is still outstanding, my lord, so I'll be hamstrung on that respect as well.
Okay. And we all agreed that Mr. House, because there's additional information which he has to testify on, he's got to again give evidence on that, and then you can all have the chance to cross-examine him from the beginning. Is that okay, Mr. Mgomezulu?
that will be fine.
Anybody who's against that idea? Mr. Nisi?
My cross-examination in the
Yeah.
is still pending.
That's it, but we will start afresh with Mr. Mgomezulu and everybody again.
I don't have a problem.
Okay? Mr.
I don't have a problem, my lord. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Cholo, you don't have a problem also. Okay. You know, I don't have this thing. You said the 13th, eh? It's how many days from here, the 13th?
It's in a
How many
week's
days
time.
from
In
today?
other words, Next
Next week.
Next week we will not be sitting.
Yeah.
Then we'll sit.
The Monday.
Yes, the Monday. I must just place on record that 13 and 14 I've got partly hit before Judge DeFoss. So my colleague was was
Okay,
standing
so
for.
Mr. Bande will deputize for. Okay, so that everybody gets his or her house in order, and there are no aspersions cast about whether persons are honest or dishonest, or whether the state is now manufacturing evidence, etc., etc. This court is prepared in the interest of justice so that nobody should say he was hamstrung in presenting his or her client's defense, even the state itself. I'm postponing this matter to the 13th of May, and I hope on that day everybody shall have communicated with the state. If you want me to come next week, I can come to supervise. You're trying to find each other. Okay, if you tell me I should come on Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday, but Mr. Host is excused until the 13th, on the proviso that you will give evidence on the evidence or the documents you have unearthed. Okay.